Good morning.
Morning.
See that? Good morning is correct, but it's often not what native speakers actually say. It can sound a bit formal, even robotic. In the next 10 minutes, we're not just giving you 10 new phrases. We're showing you the common mistakes learners make every morning and how to fix them so you can sound more natural instantly. Let's start with the biggest mistake right away, saying the full phrase, good morning. It sounds like you learned English from a 1950s textbook, or maybe you work at a hotel reception desk. It's perfectly polite, but it's rarely used casually, especially among friends, family, or everyday colleagues. The fix is phrase 1, and it's the easiest one of the day. Just say, morning. Notice the energy and intonation. It's quick and sharp. Try repeating that with me, morning. The G often gets dropped, so it's almost mornin'. If someone says morning to you, the most natural response is to echo it back or just nod and smile. It's a quick verbal acknowledgement, not a full conversation starter. If you use this one phrase, you will instantly sound more like a natural English speaker in any casual setting. That's your first quick win. Phrase 2 takes us into the slightly longer but still very casual greeting territory. The mistake here is thinking you have to ask a formal, detailed question like, how are you doing today? The native speaker equivalent, used primarily as a greeting, is, how's it going? Or maybe, how are you doing? Now, the critical part of this phrase is the response expectation. If a native speaker asks, how's it going? They are not expecting a 10-minute summary of your sleep habits or your anxieties about the day. They expect a short answer, usually one of two things: good, you, or even just all right, which is very common in the UK, especially if asked by someone you know. The common learner mistake is getting too detailed too quickly. The native speaker is just saying hello, but in question format. So if I ask you, how's it going? You should reply, going well, thanks, and you. See how short and reciprocal that is? Practice saying the response, going well, thanks, and you. That keeps the conversation light and easy, perfect for the first few minutes of the day. Now we move on to the second major conversation block of the morning, coffee and getting set up. The common learner mistake here is phrase 3, being too direct or perhaps slightly demanding, saying, I want coffee, or do you want coffee? The first fix, phrase 3, turns the request into a polite offer, especially useful in an office or shared home. Can I get you a coffee? Or even softer, can I make you one? This structure using can I get you sounds helpful and polite. You are offering a transaction. Even if the person declines, you've established a friendly tone. Practice the offer. Can I get you a coffee? The key to politeness in English is usually turning a direct request into a question, especially one that uses can or would you like. Moving to the more casual end, especially if you're speaking to a friend or a close colleague, phrase 4 introduces a little more flair. Fancy a coffee or need a refill? Fancy a coffee is incredibly common in British English and means would you like a coffee? If you use this, you instantly sound native, especially if you're talking to someone from the UK or Australia. Try that pronunciation. Fancy a coffee? If you're already drinking coffee, the simple and quick phrase for alternative is need a refill? This shows you're observing and anticipating their needs. It's very collaborative language, perfect for the shared office kitchen. Finally, phrase 5 helps you if you are the one who needs the coffee. The mistake is asking too vaguely, like, is there coffee? The fix is specific and practical. Is there any coffee left, or is the coffee made? The use of left implies checking the quantity, which is often the real concern. If you're looking for the answer to whether or not you have to make a fresh pot, phrase 5 is exactly what you need. Is there any coffee left? If you're finding these little tips are making a big difference in how confident you feel speaking English, do us a favor and subscribe to Pocket English Podcast. We keep all our lessons clear, slow, and focused on real-world phrases that build genuine skills. All right, let's look at the third morning scenario, discussing plans for the day. This is often where people resort to highly formal structures. The mistake is asking, what is your plan for today? Or tell me your schedule. These are technically correct, but sound too much like an interview question. Phrase 6 is the casual, short, and friendly alternative. Got much on today? We use the verb got very flexibly here to mean do you have. And the preposition on works perfectly for plans. Got much on today is quick and sounds very relaxed. If the answer is yes, they might say, yeah, pretty busy. And if the answer is no, they might say, no, taking it easy. Try saying it quickly, focusing on the reduction. Got much on today? That is a perfect conversational opener for a colleague or friend. If you need a slightly more professional option that still isn't totally stiff, we go to phrase 7. What's on the agenda for you? This is a great compromise. It uses the word agenda, which is a slightly formal word, but the structure, what's on the agenda for you, makes it friendly and conversational. It sounds professional but approachable. Use that if you are talking to a supervisor or a new coworker. Repeat that with me, focusing on the natural linting of the words. What's on the agenda for you? Phrase 8 is about expressing your own outlook on the day. This helps invite connection. The mistake is only answering questions rather than offering your own perspective. Phrase 8 is, it's gonna be a busy one. Or, conversely, looks like a quiet one. These phrases serve as social lubricants. By stating your feeling about the day, you give the other person an easy opportunity to commiserate or agree. For example, if I say, wow, it's gonna be a busy one today, you can easily respond with, tell me about it, I have 3 meetings before lunch. This immediately builds rapport. Practice saying that opening line with a little bit of sighing energy. It's gonna be a busy one. We have successfully navigated the greetings, the coffee, and the day's plans. We have identified and fixed 8 common conversational mistakes. Now we move to the final 2 phrases, which are essential for smooth transitions and building deeper connection. Phrase 9 is one of the most heartwarming ways to start a morning conversation and fix the overuse of "how are you?" or "how was your night?" The best alternative is, did you sleep well? Or shorter, sleep okay? This is a warm, personal, but not overly intrusive question. It shows genuine care. The key here is the appropriate answer. You might say, yeah, I slept like a log, which is an idiom meaning you slept very well. Or simply, yeah, fine. Or a bit rough, but I'm awake now. The simplicity and the warm nature of this phrase make it a powerful tool for connecting with people you see regularly, like roommates or family. Let's practice the short version, focusing on the upward tone. Sleep okay? Our final phrase, phrase 10, is used to signal that the socializing is over and it's time to start the main tasks of the day. The mistake is just awkwardly standing up or saying a blunt statement like, now we work. The perfect transition phrase is, let's get to it, or time to make a start. Let's get to it is inclusive. It signals a team effort and a shared purpose. It provides a positive and decisive shift in energy. If you're working with someone, using this phrase shows leadership and readiness. Practice the decisive tone. Right, let's get to it. We did it. That's 10 specific fixes for 10 common morning conversation mistakes. Let's quickly review the phrases that will make you sound natural before lunchtime. Instead of good morning, say morning. Instead of how are you doing today, say how's it going. Instead of do you want coffee, say can I get you a coffee? Instead of just asking for coffee, you could ask fancy a coffee? Instead of asking vaguely if there's coffee, ask, is there any coffee left? Instead of, what is your plan, say, got much on today? For a professional setting, ask, what's on the agenda for you? To share your mood, say, it's gonna be a busy one. To show warmth, ask, did you sleep well? And finally, to transition to work, say, let's get to it.